This is Mark Moore, aka Tuxedo Mark, at various places on the internet. It is Wednesday, July 4th, 2007, 8:57 a.m., and I am going to give you a review of the new Transformers movie. I went to see it yesterday. Technically, it came out on July 2nd at 8 p.m., but I didn't want to pay extra for that, so I went to see it yesterday, and I have been looking forward to this movie for months now. I don't know when I first heard about it, but I've been looking forward to it. I've been, watching trailers and TV spots on YouTube. I've watched some music videos that fans have put together, and I've been reading, but I've been trying not to spoil myself too much. So I've only been reading general things about the film, and I really didn't know what to expect for the most part when I went into the theater. Now, let me back up a bit here and give you a bit of my previous Transformers knowledge. I don't recall watching it when I was little. The first clear exposure to Transformers that I had was Beast Wars and the original movie, which, a friend of mine in college had let me borrow, so I'd say I've been a Transformers fan for around 10 years, maybe. That sounds about right. So then I started getting into Generation 1, and then I watched Beast Machines after Beast Wars was over. And I watched the other series sporadically. Robots in the Skies. I mean, I didn't have Fox Kids most of the time when it was on TV, so I only saw a bit of that, and I didn't have cable, so I only saw a bit of Armada, Energon, and Cybertron. And so that's basically my Transformers knowledge. I have most of the Generation 1 DVDs, everything except Season 3, Part 4, which I procrastinated in getting and then it became out of print, so I need that. So if any Transformers fans are watching this and have a copy that they don't want anymore, contact me, please. But I've got, the original edition of the movie, and I've got the 20th anniversary edition, and, so I'm a fan of the original. Don't really have the comic books, except on my hard drive. I've got 1 through 73, but anyway. So that's my previous Transformers knowledge. As for this movie, wow. I mean, I was blown away by it. I mean, it's so awesome. Now, granted, it's not like the original cartoon, but, that might be a good thing, in a way. It takes a realistic approach to what would happen if, giant alien robots came to our planet and started battling it out, The special effects were amazing. It was seamless. I really believe that these human characters were interacting with these huge robots. The transformations were great, and the voice cast was great too. Okay, let's get into the cast. Shia LaBeouf, or however you pronounce his name, I'm sure I mispronounced it. He was great. He surprised me as Sam, or, it's supposed to be Spike, obviously. But he was good. He was funny. He was hilarious. And I have concerns that, Carly wasn't in it, because I'm a huge Carly fan. Megan Fox did okay as Mikaela. I mean, she was an enjoyable character. I still wish, Carly was in it, but Mikaela did good. Bernie Mac was funny as Bobby Bolivia, the used car dealer. He was hilarious. That was great scene right there. Um, as for the Transformers themselves, it was great hearing Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. He still got it. Um, Charles Adler as Starscream. Obviously, they couldn't use Chris Latta, but Charles Adler, who was the cast member from the original series, he did good too. I'm just disappointed that most of the characters, most of the Transformers didn't get very many lines. The Decepticons particularly suffered from this, but since this is presumably going to be a film trilogy, there's plenty of opportunities for them to speak again, so that's not too much of an issue. Hugo Weaving as Megatron. I mean, I know prior to the film coming out, a lot of fans were, really hoping that Frank Welker would reprise his role as Megatron from the original show, but I have to admit that Hugo Weaving did a great job as Megatron. He was evil, and it was an awesome voice. All right, I have to admit that. Now, as for Frank Welker, I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to hear him as Megatron, but I heard a clip of him, doing Megatron's voice for the Transformers video game. I haven't actually gotten the game, so I can't listen to his entire performance, but he does sound really old, So maybe it's a good thing that they went with Hugo Weaving. I mean, if you want to petition the filmmakers to include an alternate audio track with Frank Welker's voice when the DVD comes out, that would be cool. But Hugo Weaving did a great job, okay? I didn't think the plot was too long. I didn't check my watch once. It runs around 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is just fine. I mean, we've been waiting 21 years for this live-action film, or at least I'm sure a lot of you have been. So, we deserve long running time, frankly. I mean, let's see, what else? The humor, it's a bit more adult-oriented, so the PG-13 rating was just fine, but still, some of the dialogue was cheesy, but it didn't really distract from the enjoyment of the film. In fact, I found myself cracking up, and so did other people in the theater, so it was good. It was the right blend of humor and seriousness. So, all of you Michael Bay detractors that were complaining before the film came out, go see it. If you're an old fan of the show, go see it. If you're a fan of the new shows, go see it. I mean, I cannot recommend this movie more highly enough. Okay, that's how good it is. So Michael Bay, Steven Spielberg, take a bow. All right. And I can't wait for the sequel. Now, I was disappointed that My Girl RC was in an early draft of the film and then was cut out. Depending on where you read it, it was due either to fan complaints or story purposes. I'm not sure which, but I'm hoping that she will be in the sequel. Okay? You listening, guys? What else? I would have liked some more human characters from the show, like Carly and Chip Chase, but Chip would have done good in the Pentagon scenes when those nerds were trying to determine what the noise was. I mean, you could include him in there, and I guess that's it. Thank you for watching.